States hosting the World Cup in 2026, and for Belgium, a squad that had such high hopes back in 2022 for their World Cup, bowing out in the group stage. What are they going to look like coming into this World Cup year? So we're super excited for this matchup between the United States. They'll also take on Portugal on Tuesday, and they'll take on Belgium this afternoon. This will be the first meeting between these two teams since that epic matchup in the World Cup in 2014, one in which the United States saw Tim Howard have one of the best showings for a United States goalkeeper in the history of the sport. Now we will have Belgium's national anthem.
Joining us now for the performance of our national anthem, an actor-musician from Season 4 of Stranger Things. Please welcome guitarist Aiden Fisher. Sure.
A fantastic rendition of the U.S. national anthem as well as the Belgian national anthem, and we are moments away from kickoff between the United States and Belgium in this international friendly. Let's take a look at the starting 11 for both squads. We'll start with the United States, and maybe a bit of surprise for fans of the USA that have been watching. Matt Turner is in at goal for the U.S., not Matt Freese for the USA, and along with Turner being in the starting 11, 10 other changes in total. The only player that was in the lineup that started for Mauricio Pochettino in the last match for the USA back versus Uruguay is Mark McKenzie, and so a lot of changeover, but that's to be expected because Coach Pochettino often talks about finding the best 26 players for the World Cup, and so there have been numerous changes, different spots, and we'll see how the different pairings will be a part of this lineup. When you think about the missing of Chris Richards as well as Miles Robinson not available for the team, picking up injuries during training throughout the week. And so Tanner Tessman playing in the midfield. Will he step back and play in the center back role? Tim Ream, a key member of the squad. Also, Johnny Cardozo will be another key member, as we also get a chance to see the captains, Kevin De Bruyne and Tim Ream. There is Christian Pulisic. And we look at the 11 also for Rudy Garcia. They make just 3 changes from their last match versus Liechtenstein in the qualifiers. They won their group. They will be in the World Cup. And for both squads, trying to test themselves. For Pulisic, well known throughout the United States as the face of USA soccer. And how much pressure is on him, how much pressure is on the entire United States roster with it being a home World Cup. How will they fare not only in this matchup, but also against Portugal in a couple days' time, as well as when they kick things off in June. And on the flip side for Belgium, under Coach Garcia, who started things back in 2025 when he was given the opportunity to coach Belgium. Can he bring them back to the successes that they have had, the sights that they've been at from the golden generation?
Atlanta, it's match time!
Moments away from kickoff between Belgium and the United States. Weston McKennie, consistently a part of the United States setup.
Started all 4 matches for the USA in the World Cup
in 2022. The whistle blows and we begin from inside the bins in Atlanta, Georgia. The United States and Belgium. Belgium in the white kits and the United States in the striped kits with red stripes. Belgium attacking to the right. And immediately, Matt Turner plays for the England Revolution. And that's also a discussion as we see Mauricio Pochettino. 2024 when he was given the job for the USA after the debacle at Copa America. And now a turnover. De Bruyne slid under the defending by the United States, Malik Tillman. Jeremy Doku plays for Manchester City. Charles de Ketelada finds this in behind. Tim Ream standing in front. De Ketelada. And a throw in for the U.S. So the center back pairing has been a discussion for the U.S. as well as with the midfield. And we mentioned that there is no Chris Richards or Miles Robinson. Both picked up an injury throughout the week. This ball almost falls for De Bruyne. So how will the USA defend? Oh, wonderfully done. Mounier drops this in. And the shot from Raskin
is well high. Nicholas Raskin, 5 years of age, making just his 10th cap for Belgium. Take a look at this again. It's a beautiful back heel into Mounier. Raskin has it fall kindly for him. The Ketelada was the first one there, but couldn't put it on frame. The USA already having trouble building from the back. They play this long. So McKenzie, Green, in the back. Around to Anthony Robinson. Weah was past the touchline. It's out of play. Mauricio Pochettino and also Rudy Garcia will have the opportunity to make 11 subs today. They decided that together, and so with the necessity of rotation and the quick turnaround between the United States for this friendly and for the friendly versus Portugal, expect for multiple players to get an opportunity today for both squads, as it is a chance to tinker with things before the World Cup. It's the last time these teams will be able to have these conversations, have these discussions before the final rosters come out. Tillman dumps it forward to Robinson in the attack. Anthony Robinson cuts onto his right, drops it in, and it's cleared away. And Mounier sends it further. United States back in possession, but a nice foray forward for the U.S. Anthony Robinson making his first appearance since 2024 versus Jamaica. He's often found himself injured at times, but he is definitely someone that the United States wants in their roster, in their 11. How expansive the United States wants to be. Weston McKennie slips this ball forward. Balogun, the intended target, is cut out. Salamakers. Now, Jeremy Doku, always inventive. To Kuiper. Doku shoved off the ball. Lieutenant Tessman doing the shoving. Everything has to be intense. That's something that is a non-negotiable for Mauricio Pochettino. Tim Ream, the center back, saying of the entire squad now that everyone knows the expectation. Go back to when Mauricio Pochettino first took over back in 2024 and how there was a bit of bucking of the trend. As we see Rudy Garcia, the head man for Belgium, as mentioned, took over in 2025 in January. The 62-year-old who was coached all throughout Europe. Now Tillman launches this towards Weah. Does he have enough speed to catch up to it? He does. Cuts it back, headed on. Pulisic puts it over the crossbar. Again, the United States finding ways forward, being the aggressor against the Belgium squad that usually is the more aggressive team. Just Weah tracking this down at the end line. Puts it back into the box. Just giving his teammate a chance in Pulisic. Now Doku. Jeremy Doku. His cross is blocked away by Tim Ream. One of the most difficult players when he's coming right at you. Bit of a foul there as Malik Tillman took the worst of it, grabbing at his jaw. Amadou Onana, who played at Aston Villa. A nice handshake between the opponents as that elbow you see catches Malik Tillman. Having a good season by Leverkusen, scored on the weekend. Another ball played long. Robinson will watch this roll out for a USA corner. And just the re-entry of Anthony Robinson into the lineup and what he does in expanding the field, his ability to go long and be a target, really stretches things for the United States. That's why The U.S. is so happy to have him back in the fold. First corner for the U.S. Malik Tillman will do the honors. Christian Pulisic is an option short. Returns to Tillman. Now this effort! Oh! A wonderful stop by Sine Lamens. Belgium trying to counter. Salamakers. Doku. Now Alexi Salamakers almost loses possession. Belgium will keep it. Mounier. DeBost. Ball will roll out now. Mounier quickly towards De Bruyne. Now the first corner coming for Belgium. Kevin De Bruyne, 34 years of age, plays for Napoli now, but obviously had a long career with Manchester City. Second all-time in assists in the Premier League's history. Stands behind this in the 10th minute. Lofted ball towards the top of the box, chested down by Salamakers. A sizzling shot that just went over the crossbar. Here was the opportunity for the United States as Tillman just put it on a platter for Anthony Robinson. It found its way through all the fray, and Sine Lamens, the goalkeeper for Manchester United, was able to parry it to the side. Good effort for the U.S. They have looked very good early on. Looking for just their second win all time versus Belgium. The only other win was in the 1930 World Cup, the inaugural World Cup, in which they won 3-0. They have lost 5 straight to the Red Devils. Tillman is held up, looking for a foul, and he will receive it. So Nicolas Raskin, the guilty party. We'll go back to Matt Turner. This must feel good for Turner as well, after not starting the last 11 international matches. His last match started was versus Switzerland. Turner, a beautiful ball towards Robinson. Drawn in. Pulisic was the target. Took a deflection on his way through. Now De Bruyne on the hop. Into his former teammate Jeremy Doku. Maxime de Kuyper on the overlap, but Doku continues in possession. Now Mounier. Salamakers ushers it along. Mounier. Doku swiveling in possession and took a bit of a knock. And was grabbing at the back of his leg. Take a look at this again. Pulisic gets a piece of Doku and he grabs immediately at that left leg. Free kick for Belgium. It's De Bruyne. Pumps this into the box, headed away by Gianni Cardoso. Now Tim Weah can't work his way around to Kuyper. And Belgium will entertain possession once again. It's a Belgium side that is unbeaten in 9 in international play. Almost a tight ball into Charles de Ketelade. He scored the last time he was on the pitch for Belgium versus Liechtenstein. 7-0 drubbing in that final match of qualifying. Pulisic driving, shooting. And the shot is wide of the mark. Christian Pulisic obviously struggled at the club level with AC Milan. Coach Mauricio Pochettino saying that he still believes in him, obviously, as Pulisic puts this one wide. As space opens up for him. He's never shy to shoot. He started off so well, did Pulisic, for AC Milan this year. 5 goals in 6 matches, and then hit a rough patch. Injuries impacted that. Right now also, with Rafael Leao, the United States will play for Portugal in their second friendly. A little bit out of position. This ushers along to McKinney. His entry is nodded away by DeBoss. Lee Tillman shepherds it for the U.S. Now McKinney, options in the box. And Weston McKinney shoved off the ball by Doku, who cleared away. Ream, round to Anthony Robinson. Pulisic earns a corner. Selected to play it short. Set up the shot by Anthony Robertson on the last corner. Tillman launches this into the box. Nodded away. Ketelade. Cannot find Kevin De Bruyne. Anthony Robinson racing the other way for the U.S. as Balogun off his left shoulder. Robinson can't connect with Balogun, but another corner coming for the United States. So Anthony Robinson has been a bright spot through this first quarter of an hour. And that was to be expected. Him coming back into the lineup, what he brings with his pace, his ability up and down the field. Tillman, his first trip to the United States back in 2022, when he was called up for the U.S. It was his first time in the States for that camp. My, how things have changed as he's become a mainstay for the United States. McKinney is blocked away. Tessman, a little flick on to Weston McKinney, and Sine Lamans with another save. Now Kevin De Bruyne. The Ketelade. De Bruyne on the edge of the box. A simmering ball inside the 6. Has the United States not scored? McKinney can't control that. Now Maxime de Kuiper. Locates Jeremy Doku. Doku earns his team a corner. Another dazzling delivery. A little flick on by Tessman, and Sine Lamans just puts his body on the line. U.S. has had 2 excellent opportunities from set pieces. Weston McKinney going to be kicking himself that he could not find the back of the net. That golden chance. Belgium decides to play this one short. De Kuiper sets this up, and DeBost is well off on his attempt from long range. It's a great sign to have DeBost back, as we see again McKinney. Lammens just has his arm out. What a stop, and Weston McKinney can't believe it. He's been in such good form for Juventus this year. 4 goals, 5 assists in club play, 5 goals in the Champions League. Having maybe his best season for his club. Now Pulisic. Balogun decided to shoot from distance. It was easily dealt with. Now Doku brought down, and that will be a foul, as Weston McKinney will receive a yellow card. So first booking coming in the 20th minute of the United States, Weston McKinney. Was holding the shirts of Jeremy Doku. McKinney not pleased with himself. It's a yellow. This has been a great start for the United States. Coach Mauricio Pochettino saying that this is not a friendly to us. This is a non-official match. Nothing friendly about competition. The U.S. has come out on the front foot. It's a true tune for the United States. You can tell by the 11 that was put out. The likes of McKinney, Pulisic, Robinson. Belgium has not had a lot of the possession, although that's how they usually like to play. That is by design for the United States, wanting to win the ball back, play quickly. Here's that patented diagonal, however, for the Red Devils. On the underlap, the Ketelada. Now Robinson slides this forward. Pulisic puts the brakes on. It's kept in on the touchline by Thomas Meunier.
De Bruyne dumps towards Doku. And now the isolation of Jeremy Doku. Slipping and sliding. Doku! And again, Tim Weah having to defend.
Such an elusive
player in Jeremy Doku. And Weah does the job.
McKinney looked like he did well enough to earn a throw-in for the United States. Look at this again. Pinballed off of both legs multiple times. Hard to see from that view. He's lapsed off of. So we played 20 minutes. We're having a hydration break inside the bins. It gives us a chance to talk a little bit more about both squads. As mentioned, for the United States, it's a home World Cup, 75 days to the first match of the World Cup, 76 days before the United States gets things started in their group. Paraguay, Australia, and still waiting to see who that third person, or excuse me,
team will be in the group. Kosovo and Turkey will duel on March 31st for that final spot in the group. And obviously Turkey, a team that beat the United States, and one of the last losses for the USA, along with that loss to Switzerland
in the international window last year. So for the U.S., outside of Turkey, Australia, and Paraguay, team that they have faced, team that they believe they will be able to take down, and for Belgium, their upcoming group, New Zealand, Iran, as well as Egypt. And depending on how things go with Iran, FIFA can decide who they want to bring in, or if they have a three-team group. And there's so many different faces that are not here with Belgium right now. We talk about Romelu Lukaku, who's not with the Belgium national team, Leandro Trossard, who along with many other Arsenal players who are not playing with
the national team in this window. And so who's going to step up for Belgium? 3 uncapped players for the Red Devils who potentially could find time in this match, as mentioned, with 11 potential substitutions. Nathan Decatz, Lucas Stassen, as well as
Nathan Ngoy.
when asked about those potential young players finding some time on the pitch, Rudy Garcia saying that talent knows no age. And so the opportunity for those young players could be on the horizon. Coach Garcia talking about Eden Hazard, other young players that were given opportunities
At a young age, and how they thrived for the U.S. Everyone given an opportunity. More than 70 players called up for the USA under Mauricio Pochettino since taking over in 2024. And everyone having to earn their keep and earn their spots for the roster. Coach Pochettino saying that he wants to pick the right 26, not the best 26 in regards to talent, the right 26 for the field and off the field. As we return to play in the 26th minute between the United States and Belgium, a couple shots on goal for the USA. 2 saves from Sene Lamans has kept the scoreline 0-0. USA has been the better attacking side on the day, but it only takes one moment
of quality from a player like Kevin De Bruyne or Thomas Meunier, who has it on the right wing now.
Onana, Salamakers, De Bruyne's little flip forward, almost a handball from the U.S. Now Alexis Salamakers. Isolate Doku again against Weah. Testament coming in to help. De Bruyne shot. And Turner will head this over, as it was knotted down by McKenzie. That took the bite out of the shot. And Turner pushing it over the top for another corner. De Bruyne, how many times has he scored from that spot? 32 goals for the national team. And as mentioned, more than 100 assists in his career. Puts this one into the mixer. Headed away by Tim Ream. De Bruyne once again has it. Launches it to Ketelada. His header right off of Anthony Robinson and out for another Belgium corner. And the decision in the end is offside. You saw it was Amadou Onana who was offside.
And that's why no corner for Belgium. Tim Weah sends this forward to McKinney, catches up to it. Returns to Weah.
Ball won by Belgium. This could be trouble. Drops kindly to De Ketelada. Now Salamakers. No power behind that shot. And Matt Turner easily gathers it for the U.S. The hydration break, things have slowed a bit. And the United States find that same intensity that they started the match with. For the U.S., they come in 5 unbeaten in international play. Lauren Balogun has been a part of a lot of success for the U.S. recently. Has scored in all 3 windows. The last 3 windows for the U.S. Johnny Cardoso wonderfully placed ball into Weah. Weah. McKinney. Another half chance for the U.S. Malik Tillman does well to stay on his feet and ride the challenge. Now Pulisic assessing his options. McKinney. Robinson can't connect back with Pulisic. And a giveaway, however. Balogun! St. Lamans with another save. Heard from Lauren Balogun. Balogun 8 goals in international play for the U.S. As mentioned, scored in the last 3 international windows for the U.S. He's almost cemented his spot as the number 9 for the United States. Great form at the club level. Monaco, who scored in his last 5 matches. Now De Bruyne all the way through towards Doku. Jeremy Doku. No one there. Mounier. Thomas Mounier. Such a big imprint on this Belgian national team as that rolls out for a goal kick. If you think about Thomas Mounier, scoring the go-ahead goal early in that third-place match versus England for Belgium back in the 2018
Cup, has been a part of the last 2 World Cups for Belgium. Played for some of the biggest clubs in the world, PSG, Borussia Dortmund. Will he have something to say in this international friendly for the Red Devils?
Yet to be seen. The United States trying to build out of the back. Mark McKenzie turns it over. Onana.
Tillman and Balogun.
Those 2 men up top. Good idea from Kevin De Bruyne, and you see the thumbs up from Alexis Salamakers saluting that idea. Just unable to execute. We can talk at length about Kevin De Bruyne, 5-time FIFA Best 11 in the world. McKinney finds himself on the left side now. Well done defensively by DeBost, and that's a great sight. Mentioned that DeBost had missed the last 5 months due to an injury. Just recently came back for Sporting in Portugal in the victory over Bodo Glimt in the Champions League. Tim Reen, a necessary intervention there with both the Ketelada and Doku approaching possession. This is Jeremy Doku. 36th minute of action, still no score. I have to argue that the United States has had the best chances today. Anthony Robinson's shot blocked away by Sene Lammens, and Weston McKinney's point-blank shot that was stonewalled by Lammens as well. Keep things compact. Pulisic almost loses possession. And Johnny Cardoso can't track that down. Receives applause from Mauricio Pochettino. Has to be happy with the way his team has played up to this point. Mention that there. There's no secure spots, but Cardoso is a player that some feel in the media in the U.S. is fighting for a spot. Although he plays for one of the top clubs in the world in Atletico and will have a spot in the Champions League. How has he fared with the United States jersey on? Mauricio Pochettino saying as much. The last moments that we remember from Cardoso, it's hard to think of them, whereas for a player like Gio Reyna, think of the goal and the assist in the last window. And so Coach Pochettino wanted to see something from Cardoso in these matches. Jeremy Doku enters into the box, draws it in, and tapped home, but a handball. And so no goal for Belgium. Take a look at this again as Doku, always difficult to guard, and it pops right up off of Charles de Ketelada. And that's the handball. And USA can breathe easy as they don't allow the opening goal from Belgium. We're seeing where Belgium could hurt the US. On that left side with Doku. Balogun. Cardoso connects with McKinney. And the United States earns another corner. Lauren Balogun, who's been in great form with his club team. 15 goals in all competitions. Making his 24th cap for the U.S. Robinson whips this ball in, and McKinney has his goal! Weston McKinney makes it 1-0. U.S. on top of Belgium. He had been the target on multiple occasions from set pieces. Mentioned the first one from point-blank range, stopped by Sine Lamens, but this one, McKinney all over it. The delivery just delicious from Anthony Robinson, and Weston McKinney, a tidy finish in the air. So smooth from McKinney. And the United States is in front of the number 9 team in the world. And Mauricio Pochettino, happy on the inside. Couldn't tell it by his outward impression. But the United States leads Belgium after a goal by Weston McKinney in the 38th minute. Now, the red, white, and blue looking for more. Pulisic at the inline, draws it across. It's handled by Belgium. Now Doku, who has been a thorn in the side for the U.S. in this first half. Watched by 2 now. Goes into 5th gear, just Doku. De Bruyne has his initial shot blocked. The second one skips off of a United States player. And a corner coming for Belgium. Doku just a menace as he lays this off for De Bruyne. Quickly taken by Belgium. Salamakers doesn't get him out of his feet quick enough for a shot. Around to De Bruyne. Doku shields off a defender. De Bruyne again! This one takes a deflection as well. It's off of a Belgian player, so the U.S. will have a goal kick. And it seems as if the goal for the U.S. has woken Belgium. But Weston McKinney, an excellent run to get in front of the face of his defender and makes that look easy. It is not. Just lightly ushers it into the goal. And the delivery from Anthony Robinson, just wonderful. Flick on from Weston McKinney. Blake Tillman goes over the stanchion. Throw in for the U.S. Tessman. Headed down. Pulisic. Robinson. Now Balogun. Whipped in. McKinney can't take a shot there. Onana takes that one right off of his face. And so play will come to a halt as Amadou Onana took the worst of that. He is still down. The 24-year-old making his 26th cap and just right under the chin. Plays with Aston Villa. What does Rudy Garcia say to his squad during halftime? In danger of dropping their first match to the United States in the last 5 tries. Pulisic. Green towards Balogun. The boss works back to Thomas Mounier. Doku. This matchup has been one to watch all afternoon. Moya doing his best to hold his own. He's one of the best players in the world. Once again, Belgium finds Doku. Isolated against Weah. Jeremy Doku stings the palms of Matt Turner. Now DeBost through traffic, and Belgium equalizes. A glorious shot from Zeno DeBost, and Belgium is back on level terms with the U.S. Again, this all set up by Doku. His ability to find a shot. Turner, all he can do is punch it away. So calmly taken by DeBost out of his feet and through the legs. And then Ream can't get a piece of it. Turner at full stretch. And through all the madness, this skips off the grass right into the bottom corner. 1-1. Fourth official announcing a minimum of 3 minutes of stoppage time. The United States scored first. Belgium has punched back. Zeno DeBost, he scores his first international goal for Belgium. Charles de Ketelade receives it. Now De Bruyne can't connect with Doku. De Bruyne digs this out. Returns to Doku, who shoves off Tessman. Jeremy Doku shot, no. And Anthony Robinson puts his body on the line to ensure that no shot was taken. Alexi Salamakers dancing in possession. Back to the goal scorer, DeBost. Makila. Into Maxime de Kuiper. Doku finds himself behind Weah. Draws it back, and McKenzie able to clear it away. How many times is Jeremy Doku going to find himself behind Tim Weah? In the corner for Belgium. An opportunity to take the lead before halftime. Salamakers! Oh, so well taken. And a glorious stop by Matt Turner. Alexi Salamakers hits this so well. Such a difficult technique. And Matt Turner able to push it away. And our half comes to a close. Well, we've had a furious first 45 minutes. And the United States struck first.
Belgium struck back. And at the half, the USA won. Belgium won.
Anthony Robinson with a wonderful strike, requiring a save from Sine Lamans as we take a look at the halftime highlights. That ball nestled right back to Weston McKennie, and he's wondering how does he not score here. Lamans does so well to get over and make himself big to make the stop. You can tell by the look on McKennie's face. Jeremy Doku has been a menace in this first half, and that ball in to Charles de Ketelada. Did not score because of a handball. Weston McKennie gets his goal in the 38th minutes. Beautiful service from Anthony Robinson, and McKennie just a tap past Sine Lamans. But then that's when things started really rolling for Belgium, as Jeremy Doku again has been a nuisance. Doku's shot stinging the palms of Matt Turner. DeBost, one touch out of his body, and through all the bodies, he scores his first international goal for Belgium. And that tied things up at 1 apiece between the United States and Belgium. So a fantastic first half between the U.S. and Belgium. And we will have our second half upcoming here from the bins in Atlanta, Georgia. Your halftime score, U.S. 1, Belgium 1. Welcome back to Atlanta, Georgia. Almost ready for the second half. You see Christian Roldan has come on for the USA. Number 4 in the red, white, and blue. He is coming on for Johnny Cardoso. And so a like-for-like substitution. And we'll see if Weston McKennie continues to play up the field for the U.S. 1-1 after one half of play. We begin half number 2 between Belgium and the United States in this international friendly. Anthony Robinson quickly puts this ball into the box. It'll take a bounce and roll all the way towards Jeremy Doku. No subs for Belgium after one half of play. So Cardoso plays 45 minutes. Obviously the midfield is something that has been widely discussed for the United States. Will we see Gio Reyna today? Will we see him versus Portugal? And also for Johnny Cardoso, who plays for Atletico Madrid at the club level. What moments was he able to put together for the USA? A huge collision. Pulisic ends up with it. Tillman is still down.
Now Roldan's first touches since coming on. Tessman. Now wide to Weah. A little tap to McKennie. Tessman into Tillman. Can't continue in possession. And Tessman with a huge hit. Alexi Salamakers. Let's see if this is going to be pulled back for something more. As I know we're in the home of the Atlanta Falcons for American football. That looked like a block by Tanner Tessman, who actually played collegiate football at Clemson. So you remember those practices. He just cleans out. Salamakers there, tried to hold up, but obviously momentum brought Salamakers and Tessman together. We'll see how intense this second half is between Belgium and the United States. It was a lot of attacking from the U.S. in the first half. Had the clear-cut chances early on. Then Weston McKennie scored in the 38th minute. It was answered by Zeno DeBast in the 45th. Now, this is Charles de Ketelada with Jeremy Doku. Doku being held up by Roldan, and Jeremy Doku earns Belgium a corner. We'll see if the United States does something differently defensively, because Doku's ability and his pace was really a problem for the U.S. in the first half. And it immediately rears its ugly head again for the U.S. within 5 minutes in this second half. Kevin De Bruyne, mentioned so many accolades, a part of the golden generation for Belgium soccer. Stands behind this corner. Sends the ball towards the back post, and Matt Turner easily corrals that for the USA. Turner again in the starting 11 for the first time since the huge loss to Switzerland. Matt Freese on the bench along with Patrick Schulte and Chris Brady. The goalkeeping options for the United States. Mark McKenzie, the lone holdover from the last win for the U.S. in the starting 11. 5-1 victory versus Uruguay. What we like from this midfield pairing, Weston McKennie has been all over the field as to be expected. Mauricio Pochettino saying of McKennie's ability with Juventus that we love that he can play everywhere. He does it for his club team. We can put him in different positions. Robinson dumps this towards Balogun, but it's handled. Malik Tillman will win it back for the USA. And Weah will reset to McKenzie. Off to Tim Ream, the elder statesman, the 38-year-old in this lineup. At the last World Cup, captain's armband.
to McKinney. Had eyes for Balogun. Blake Tillman, what a story he's been for the U.S. Announcing himself during the Gold Cup, scoring 3 goals. Putting himself firmly in the conversation to make the United States roster. There have been so many questions about what the roster is going to look like for the United States with all the different players that Mauricio Pochettino has brought into camp. And this is the last time you'll be able to see them with the USA shirt on before the World Cup. Doku commits the foul on Roldan. Christian Roldan is another player that Mauricio Pochettino really likes. His intensity as well as his experience. More than 400 appearances in MLS with Seattle. Multi-time champion with the Sounders, as well as not only the MLS Cup, but also in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. Something you can't teach is winning. Now way up. Pulisic. And Christian Pulisic usually does much better from that distance. And he's just had a strugglesome go of it recently in the goal scoring department. It's a byproduct of that, and as Weah does really well here after going down, just to tap it back to Pulisic. You see Christian Pulisic able to give himself an opportunity. Could not put a shot on frame. Another well-worked attack for the United States. Jeremy Doku in possession for Belgium. Onana gives Belgium the lead. That ball was drawn back to Ketalada. He put it on a platter, and Amadou Onana knew just what to do with it. Again, as Jeremy Doku finds himself isolated, he is always at the forefront. Even though this ball wasn't clean when it was drawn back, Salamakers finds Amadou Onana arriving. And the United States finds itself behind as Amadou Onana, very clean and precise in his finish. Five caps for Belgium coming into today. This is 26th as he scores for the Red Devils. And the United States finds itself behind for the first time today. Weah. This ball finds Anthony Robinson. Out to Malik Tillman. Pulisic. Robinson. Pulisic! Flag ends up coming up for offside. But at least just to see one on frame for Christian Pulisic. Does well here. Anthony Robinson. You see Pulisic offside in front of the ball. Lamans decides to go long. Down to Tim Ream. Now rolled on. Pulisic. Balogun back to McKinney. Nice ball to Weah. He sweeps it wide. Weah just catching the end of it. For the U.S., they continue to take shots, continue to have opportunities. Belgium again just cleaner with their finishes to score their 2 goals. What a ball into Jeremy Doku as he's isolated again with Tim Weah. Doku cutting in. Return ball to Jeremy Doku. Matt Turner with the save. The header back, and Turner just gets a hand to it as it goes over the crossbar. It was Mounier with the final header. And Matt Turner puffing and puffing as he has been put to work in this second half by Belgium. This is all a part of the Belgian attack. That long diagonal, it opens everything up. And you have an expansive player like Doku. Nice one-touch passing. And Turner gets an arm to it. And then pushes this ball over the top for Mounier. Now a check right now. Ream's arm is out. It does take a touch off the arm of Ream. And now discussions of a penalty. So the arm away from the body. It doesn't touch him initially, but does it bounce off there as Turner just pushes this over the top. And now, referee will go to the VAR. And this might be a penalty for Belgium. The letter of the law, if the arm is away from the body and there is contact with the ball, with the arm, then it is a handball and will go down as a penalty. It's hard to see from that angle. This is an important moment in this match. Now from this angle from behind, does it change motion? Does the flight of the ball change? For Ream, had his arm out. That wasn't intentional, but just the ball bouncing back out. He was trying to get a knee to it. Here is the decision. Penalty. A handball on Tim Ream as it scooted through. So again, Doku has this initial shot blocked, but the header just catching the arm of Ream on its way through. That's what also might have thrown Matt Turner off. And so Kevin De Bruyne, who usually takes the penalties, makes way for Charles de Ketelade. 4 goals for Belgium in his international career. 2 goals the last time he stepped on the pitch versus Liechtenstein. And Charles de Ketelade delivers. Belgium doubles their lead. USA 1, Belgium 3 in this second half. There is the handball by Tim Ream. And Charles de Ketelade, cool as a cucumber. As Turner went the wrong way, he was doomed from the beginning. And the U.S. finds itself behind and has given up 3 unanswered to Belgium, a team that has seldom lost to the U.S. in international play. Now off this giveaway, de Ketelade can't catch up to it. What is the response for the United States after giving up these 3 straight goals? Things look so good from the jump. Weston McKennie scoring the first, but since it's been an avalanche in the attack for Belgium. Can the United States respond as Mercedes-Benz has gone silent? And a collision between Malik Tillman on the sideline with Alexi Salamakers. So some substitutions coming on for Belgium. Joaquin Sayes will come on for Maxime de Kuiper, as Sayes will make his 3rd ever appearance for Belgium. Coney de Venter also coming on, along with Lois Openda. Jode Lukenbakio, another option coming on for Alexi Salamakers. So 5 substitutions made for Belgium, as they also will have another match here in the United States in this international window. See how the USA deals with these new entries from Belgium. As this is Sayes, as the United States also getting some substitutions prepared as well. Wonderful ball behind. Openda was a little too far behind as he was offside. Quickly sent forward. And it's cleared away by Coney de Venter. So Anthony Robinson's shift will come to a close. Robinson had the assist on the goal from Weston McKennie. Sebastian Berhalter, Alex Freeman, and Max Arston all prepare to come on for the U.S. And you can see Berhalter egging on his team, wanting them to raise the level of energy as Tanner Tessman, Tim Weah, and Anthony Robinson all come off. So we mentioned that Christian Rodon came on at half, with Tessman coming off and Berhalter coming on. We'll see what this midfield looks like for the U.S. Berhalter, very good player for Vancouver in MLS. He was a part of the MLS Best 11 last year, 14 goal contributions. Alex Freeman will play on the right side, in possession now. He moved to Villarreal after such a successful stint, quickly rising with Orlando City. Malik Tillman. To McKenzie. Freeman. Malik Tillman dropping a little deeper now, as Ream works it around. Max Arston playing down the left side, Freeman to play down the right. And Sebastian Berhalter playing in the midfield, along with Christian Rodon. Still Lauren Balogun up front. Weston McKinney and Christian Pulisic playing in a more advanced role. Pulisic, Balogun. The two can't connect. Doku is fouled by Malik Tillman. So you see here, as Eldon was holding up Doku, it is Tillman who goes through his legs, quite literally. Mauricio Pochettino wasn't a fan of it. Pulisic will keep this in play. Arpston delivers into the box. Doku tracks this down, working against Alex Freeman. And the U.S. will win a throw with their counter press. Nathan Ingoy, making his first ever appearance for the national team. Plays at Lille with Thomas Mounier. So a wonderful moment for him. Berhalter loses possession in the midfield. Trying to win it back as he shoves off Doku. Alceas. Ngoy. The diagonal we've seen so many times today. Open things up for Belgium. Bacchio. Wow! Quality of the highest regard from Dode Lukenbacchio. Off the bench and right into the score sheet. And the United States has given up 4 goals. Belgium is on fire as Mounier checks off his right side. Dode Lukenbacchio cuts onto his left and lets it rip. As he just ties up Max Arpsted and finds the space to shoot. And that is gorgeous. Belgium now with 4 goals, 3 in this second half. And things going from bad to worse for the United States as we take another hydration break. It gives Mauricio Pochettino a chance to go over the tactics on how they want to slow down this Belgium attack that has looked unbeatable here in this second half. Dode Lukenbacchio, just his 3rd goal for his country. He wasn't with the team for the 2022 World Cup and has played sparingly. But with his club, Benfica, and the Spanish side, Sevilla, he has handled his business. And now some more subs potentially coming on for the United States. Joe Scally, Gio Reyna, Weston McKinney coming off along with Christian Pulisic. And also Ricardo Pepi, all preparing to come on. So mass substitutions for both the United States and Belgium. We'll get them to you in a moment. But as you can see, both Ricardo Pepi and Patrick Ajimong are both coming on for the United States, along with Joe Scally. As Christian Pulisic's day comes to a close, along with Weston McKinney. For the U.S., they are stunned after such a great final window of 2025 with the wins over Paraguay and Uruguay. A step up in competition with Belgium, and they have looked the part, have the Red Devils. As you just took a look of Nathan Decatz getting his first ever international appearance for Belgium, the 17-year-old who Belgium is really excited about, and a chance for him to showcase his ability on the world stage. He, along with Axel Witsel, have come on. Timothy Castagna has come on for Thomas Mounier as well. Amadou Onana has come off, as we mentioned, for Nathan Decatz. Gio Reyna loses his footing. Alex Freeman turns to Reyna. Now with Reyna in this match. How can he ignite the United States attack that has gone silent in this second half? Good ball from Ream into Alex Freeman. Arfston will dump forward. Berhalter losing his footing. And it will be a corner for the United States as Nathan Ngoy sent it out behind. Berhalter's ball will take a bounce and will roll to Christian Roldan. Back into the area, cleared away again. As Roldan goes all the way back to Matt Turner. Last time he was on the pitch, it was 5 goals given up to Switzerland. And today looking similar for Turner. Given the opportunity today to start after Matt Freese has started the last 11 matches for the USA. Obviously, you can't put it all on the goalkeeper. A handball given. Belgium a penalty. And Lucan Bacchio's excellent effort for the last 2 goals. It will be a discussion point in the media for the United States, as well as with the coaching staff, with the amount of goals given up in the last 2 appearances for Turner. Arfston. Berhalter digs this out, dumps it forward, and it's headed away by Coney DeVinter, playing center back now. There's a throw for the U.S. And a chance for a long throw maybe. Get the ball into the box for the USA. Needing something to set themselves ablaze after giving up 4 unanswered. Berhalter's header back towards the penalty spot. Now it is Roldan. Yuri Tielemans was cleaned out by the referee. And Tielemans, whose Aston Villa teammate Amadou Onana, is on the bench. Again, Tielemans found himself right in the way of the referee. Sine Lamans, after giving up the goal in the first half, really hasn't had to worry much. It's been one-way traffic in the second half for Belgium. Belgium continuing their success from the qualifiers, where they went unbeaten, and they continue to stay unbeaten in European qualifiers since 2009. This foul from Axel Witsel. Witsel, obviously one of the long-standing members of this Belgian national team. 134 caps, that's second most in the history of Belgian soccer. Ball looking for Adjumon. And Ricardo Pepi couldn't track it down. And poach a goal back for the United States. Pepi has been in good form for his club with PSV. As well as Adjumon, a great story from MLS to Derby County. Not good attacking threats for the United States. And they find those attacking threats. Lauren Balogun had a very quiet day today, didn't receive a lot of service. Adjumon pulls things up. He has just grown so much of a player since starting his career as a D3 soccer player at Central Connecticut State here in the United States. Berhalter plays it quickly. Adjumon. Berhalter. Now Scally around to Freeman. Alex Freeman trying to use his profile, but could not work his way around Joaquin Sayas. A corner for the United States. And Gio Reyna stands behind it in the 79th minute. Played short to Arfston. Reyna can't reconnect with Arfston. Berhalter as it's headed away. Arfston on the end of it. His cross is cleared away. Belgium has just shut the door for the United States attack in the second half. Since giving up the goal, they have scored 4 straight. And in front by 3 goals in this 80th minute. Berhalter. Roldan. Arfston towards Adjumon. Green has to go back to Matt Turner. Lois Opinda was dashing for possession. Belgium will be pleased with product that they put out today. The United States might be happy with the first 30 minutes. First 40 minutes really of the first half, but since then, a lot of questions when it comes to taking on the top sides in the world. Says Mika Gotts is held up by Joe Scally. That'll be a yellow card. As Gotts is making his first appearance on the world stage. For Rudy Garcia, the head coach for Belgium, had a lot to say about some of these young players who are getting their first opportunity. Instead of Eden Hazard, I gave him an opportunity at 17. Now this is the Gotts, a 17-year-old. Lucan Bacchio. And reconnect down the right side with Timothy Castagna. Now Lucan Bacchio drops it off. Drawn back, and Lucan Bacchio has a brace. Dode Lucan Bacchio, 2 goals off the bench. And Belgium taking it to the United States on their home turf. Initially, Dode Luca Bacchio. This ball, I will check to see if it's offside. It dropped kindly to him. As Castagna tried to draw it back, Luca Bacchio made no mistake. And as it stands right now, it is USA 1, Belgium 5. As the goals keep coming for the Red Devils. Goals in the 68th and 80th minute for Belgium. Dode Luca Bacchio. And what was a quiet hum of expectation and a buzz of potential for the United States coming into this match against a powerhouse in Belgium. Well, that's been muted. And all you hear is the hum of the crowd. Discussion of what things might look like for the United States in this World Cup year. Stunned faces. And the faces of Mauricio Pochettino, Christian Pulisic say it all. This was not what they had planned. This mirroring the match versus Switzerland before the U.S. started their unbeaten streak. Mirroring the sentiments of how things felt. For Belgium, as they try to build depth, they don't even have some of their key strikers in this match. As off this turnover, the United States cannot make the most of it. No Romelu Lukaku. He is nursing an injury. No Leandro Trossard. And now, this is Mika Gotts. As Belgium looks for more. Turner with the save. And it was Lois Openda, who is still down. As this came up for him. And you can see McKenzie stepping on the left foot of Openda. after the shot. And that does not feel good for Lois Opinda. He's making his 32nd appearance for Belgium. He was in the squad for the 2022 World Cup as well as the 2024 Euros, but saw minimal time on loan with Juventus from Leipzig. Teammates with Weston McKinney. And there's Tim Howard. We mentioned the last time that the United States faced Belgium, it was Tim Howard who had 16 saves. A 0-0 draw in the World Cup in regulation in the knockout stages. That ended up being a 2-1 victory for Belgium. Things looking like Belgium will make it 6 straight versus the United States in the win column. And the last time the United States beating Belgium will stay 1930 in the inaugural World Cup. Well done. Can't pick out Freeman. It wasn't the parties that crashed things for the United States as Patrick Ajimong, a bright spot for the USA as the red, white, and blue draw one back. Ricardo Pepi defending, forcing the mistake, and Patrick Ajimong scoring for the U.S. So just a little too much dilly-dallying by Yuri Tielemans. Rare mistake from the captain, and Ajimong makes no mistake. Another steal, Ricardo Pepi, and work his way forward. And brought some life into this crowd. Finishing the point, not the usual suspects who crashed the party for the USA in that World Cup quarterfinal. It was Kevin De Bruyne who scored the opening goal and then had the assist with Romelu Lukaku's goal. As they went up 2-0, the United States drew one back, but could not find a second late in extra time, falling 2-1. But Patrick Ajimong, just a wonderful story for the United States. As mentioned earlier, started his journey as a D3 soccer player, made it to the Division I level, and played on the second team where he broke out for Charlotte FC in MLS before becoming a great player at the first team level and was transferred to Derby County. Ajimong is still scoring goals, not only here for the United States, but also in the championship in England. At least the United States showing some fight. Down by the 4 goals, the difference is now 3. For Coach Garcia, giving multiple players an opportunity. Nathan Ngoy, one of them, along with Nathan Zakats and Mika Gats, those 3 uncapped players for Belgium. Coach Garcia saying that talent has no age, and he wanted to see the young lads have an opportunity to produce. Deventer, Tim Ream steps in front of this. Tielemans, his eyes up. McKenzie will control for the United States. This is Sebastian Berhalter. He has a late sub for the USA, continues his run. Fourth official announcing a minimum of 5 minutes of added time. That's That's what's left in this friendly. Foul on the United States. There's Coney DeVinter. His 6th cap. Was brought down. Lamans lifts this towards Sayez. A little header on. Berhalter can't pick things up. Scally into Ajimong. Had the right idea, but could not connect with Berhalter. The United States' next match will be on the 31st versus Portugal. Be interested to see if Matt Turner will check that, if Matt Freese was in goal for the United States. Also, with the injuries to Chris Richards and Miles Robinson, Coach Mauricio Pochettino saying that Robinson will not be available. Richards, who had been cleared by Crystal Palace to come to the United States and then started feeling something odd in his knee, and that's why he's not in the lineup today. Might not be in the lineup on the 31st. So we have not seen Brendan Aronson or Aiden Morris today. So Austin Trusty, center back, will he get a chance to see the field? Now Mika Gotts finding some space. Opinda. Bacchio. Opinda shot blocked away. Decott saw that ball just roll across the face of goal. Nobody was there at the back post for a tap in, and Ajimong, a victim of his own athleticism and profile, as he just bullied his way through Nathan Ingoy. And Ingoy just not strong enough for Ajimong, but too much contact. And moving towards our final minutes of our minimum of 5. High boots. Berhalter quickly into Roldan. And the U.S. make the most of this final minutes of added time. Scally. Early ball in, headed away from Tielmans. Ajimong. The tough technique. Off the volley, that would have been a wonder goal. Ajimong did come on, did score for the United States. Their lone goal of the second half was his 6th goal for the United States. And that is the final whistle. Well, the United States falls to Belgium in this international friendly. USA 2, Belgium 5, scoring 4 goals in the second half. We'll take a break and be back with our full-time highlights.